Okay, thank you very much. I couldn't understand anything, but I think he already touched the subject that we might talk about. So my name is Bernd. I live in Swarm City. So is there any other inhabitants of Swarm City here? Anybody that has a Swarm City account? Does anybody know what Swarm City is? Has anybody heard of the recent, while we were in the media recently? Yes. Okay, so at least this, you've heard this, so this is good for us. It's somebody is talking about us. Maybe not the best topic, but let me just cover this real quick, and then I'll explain what Swarm City is. I'll explain real quick what happened to us just recently, 1 week ago. I was doing my bookkeeping, so to speak. I was looking at transactions on the blockchain and was writing them down to know exactly where our money is going, who do we spend this for. And I look at our account. The main wallet that we're using, it's a multi-signature wallet. I don't know, have you heard this, what this is? So there's more than one signature is needed to make a transaction. It's very secure. We need 3 signatures from 5 people to make one transaction. So if we spend more than 1 ether, 3 people have to sign it. Now, I was looking at this account, and it should have had 44,000 ether on it. And it had 0.7 something on it. And I was going crazy. I was like, what is happening to us? And this is what I posted. Ooh. No, sorry. So this is what I posted when it happened to me, because I have a good network. I know a lot of people that can help me. I'm not a developer, I'm not a coder, so I don't know how to look into code and make the right assumptions. But I followed the trail of the money, and I saw that there's 3 accounts, 3 major amounts in this account. One was ours, 44,000, then there was another higher amount, 80,000 ether, and a lower amount, 20,000 ether. So I wrote in this Skype group that I'm in, I said, I don't want to panic, but I think our multisig got hacked. It's at least empty, 44,000 ether gone. Here's where it went to, and people can look at this. I don't know if you know where there's blockchain scanners where you can exactly see where money is going to. And then my assumption was there's more ether in the account, so I guess the multisig contract that we're using has been hacked. So that more contracts that are using, or more wallets that are using the same contract could be hacked. And the reaction did not help me very much. So people were, oh God. And then, can you confirm it's a hack? Yes, it's a hack. What is your POA? Was the question. I'm panicking, you know, I'm at home. All by myself, nobody with me. I'm panicking. Somebody asked me, what is your POA? Anybody knows what a POA is? I didn't at that point, and probably never would have. So it's a plan of, he's asking me for the plan of action, you know, funny. So I said panic, you know, my plan of action right now is panic. So this channel did not really help me much at this point in time, but I had developers that I could contact that looked into the code that we were using, and they found out the exploit. They found out how the hacker could gain or rob this amount of money. So he was able to reset the signatures to 0. So there was no signature was needed to drain the account. It was a mistake in the code. It was deep in the code itself, but the mistake itself was very easy to find that at the end, if you know what you're looking for. And what they've done is amazing. This group of people that I contacted, they drained all the contracts that were holding ether, that were using the same contract. They were able to secure $200 million worth of cryptocurrencies, ether and tokens. So they were rescuing $200 million US worth of cryptocurrency. And they were holding it on their own accounts and informing everyone that they will return it once the code is secure again. And they just did this a few days ago. Now it's like 99% of the funds have been returned. So there's a group of people, it's a white hat hack group. This group of people, I mean, imagine you have 200 million US dollars in your hands. It's tempting. They haven't done anything with it. They just looked at the code, this is the mistake, they corrected the mistake, sent the money back to all the, it's like 500 wallets were emptied by them. They were saving projects. Unfortunately, our project couldn't be saved by that. We lost all our funding. We lost the funding we had to continue or to make this project work. Now, we were lucky that we have a small amount of funding still left. Small, if you look at cryptocurrencies, still huge for any startup. We have, I don't know, I don't look at the US dollar value to be honest, but we have enough funding to run 1 year, to run 12 months, on a very, very tight budget now. But to us, this is still manageable. So we will continue in this project. We will finish this project. And I don't know, we've been approached by many people that say, for example, these other projects should take a certain amount of what they've been saved from, because it could have hit any project, anyone could have been hit. They should give us money back or Ether. Well, what we want is a bit different. So let me see if I can do this. If anybody says we want to help this project, you know, we do take donations, but donations to us is, for example, resources. We have a GitHub account which is open source, so anyone can look at the code and help us build this project, or look at issues that we might have not seen. Check the code again. This is a donation of resource that you can give us. And also try to find out what you want to build, and I'll explain in a minute what Swarm City can do for you, or what it does actually. Then the topic publicity. So you've heard our name, but you actually don't know what it is about. So that's already good, but still we want people to know exactly what we are. So it would help us also if we get more publicity, more people speaking about us. This will help increase the knowledge, the community, and at the end the user base that we're looking for. And we have a Twitter account which is Swarm City DApp. If you use that in your communication, it will always funnel back to us. That's great. There's a huge support. And the third topic is we have our own token. And we want people to believe in us, and we will only use our own token right now. That's the funding we have left as a group. We will use Swarm City tokens as our own currency, and this is what we pay ourselves now. That's the only currency we pay ourselves. And if we create value in that currency, we can go longer than 1 year. Right now the currency is about $1 to $1.20 worth per token. So we've already gained some value because it was 8 cents when we sold the token in the token sale last year in November. So it's been increasing, and we will increase the value still. So if you believe in us, you can just buy the token yourself. You don't have to give it to us. The value will increase if you buy the token, and this will help us. And then at the end, you can actually use it for transactions on the platform. So this is a donation that you can do to us. At the end, still there's some people that say we want to give financial donations, and we're happy for that. We don't say no, but we will use any donation that is going to us, any financial donation. We will use it in a system called a DAO. We will create a decentralized autonomous organization at the end that maintains the platform, and this will go into the funding of this platform. The majority of the funds that we just held and lost and being stolen was supposed to be going into the maintenance of the platform anyways. So this will, if anybody wants to give us financial donations, it will go to a fund that we hold and give to the decentralized autonomous organization to manage these funds at the end to maintain the platform. what is the learning for us? So at the end, the biggest learning is you are responsible. Somebody created a wallet, and this organization is called Parity, and the founder is Gavin Wood. He's one of the founders of Ethereum, the blockchain. He created Solidity, the language, together with other people, but still he's so knowledgeable. And still, this technology is so young and so immature, mistakes happen. So at the end, and this is what you have to learn about blockchain technology, you are responsible. Nobody else takes responsibility for this. So at the end, we looked at the code. We didn't, to be honest, we didn't look into every detail of the code, which we should have done. And we used it because we thought these people will know what they're doing. But actually, it's our responsibility. So, and this goes down to every single person using blockchain technology. If you use something, you have to know how it works. Don't trust anybody telling you this will be fine. You have to know this will be fine. Because there is nobody that you can go to. We're all working in open source. And open source means it's transparent. Open source also means there's no liability on the other side, because you can choose. We don't have a contract with a wallet provider. It's our choice. We looked at I explained it to my parents because they were curious. You know, I was in the media. My name was there because I sort of told these hackers that it might be a contract flaw. So I told them it's a vault that we all looked at. And we went into this vault, we looked at it, and the bank even gave us all the construction materials and everything. And there was a tiny little back door, was open all the time. We didn't see it. The bank, so to speak, didn't see it. Nobody saw it, or nobody realized it. We all went out and said, yes, our money is safe in there. And that's it. The back door was always there. It was just used by one person that was clever enough to find it, which is still a theft. I mean, no doubt about that. And it's not nice. It's not legal to take money that doesn't belong to you. However you gain it. So what my personal goal is from this, I will create a single point of contact, because I was lucky enough to know people that I can contact. But there's other projects that might have the same issues someday, and they don't know where to go. So we will create sort of a website, or it's not finalized yet how we will do this, but I want to have a single point of contact that anyone knows that you can just go to and you will find support. And they're not asking for your POA. Believe me. They will give you support, asking direct questions and looking at code and doing counteractions like the White Hat group did. So this is sort of the learning, and it's good learning for everyone. One more thing, blockchain transactions cannot be reversed. Only by the person that holds the account. So people are asking me, why can't you get the money back from the hacker? You know, give it back. There's almost no way to stop him. We might, at some day, and I'm looking forward to that, we might find him, like they did just now with the Mt. Gox hack. They probably found the people that hacked Mt. Gox. But it took them like, I don't know, 4 years? Almost 4 years, I think. So it's quite extensive, and it's not easy. So this is the learning. But let me go forward now and explain what Swarm City is. Because this is, to us, this is the past already. It's 1 week gone, but it's the past. Now we have to look forward. We have a product to build. So I say Swarm City is a unicorn. Usually you say a unicorn in traditional business is a company that has $1 billion worth, or is valued at $1 billion. I say in today's technology with blockchain, it will be billions, but not dollars. It will be valued by the community that support the project, because everyone will own this project. Swarm City will be owned by the community, and it will therefore be a unicorn, a different kind of unicorn. It's a new breed of unicorns. It's the billion people governed product. And now I would like to use this video. I hope Sure. I hope this will work. That we can just...
Swarm City is a decentralized commerce platform. What that means is this. You need to have two things in place for commerce to happen: the ability to communicate and the ability to transact. In the physical world, commerce is transparent. Think about it. You're in a store. You search for and see an item you want to buy. You can touch it, pick it up, and verify its quality and integrity. And when you're ready to purchase it, you bring it up to the proprietor. You pay in cash so they can physically take your payment. The entire transaction is out in the open where both parties can see it. But we live in an internet world where commerce happens virtually between parties who may live in the same city or across the ocean. Oftentimes transactions are no longer in person, so in order to create safe places for people to transact, commerce platforms were born. Retail platforms like Amazon or service platforms like Uber built monolithic infrastructures to keep us safe while we communicate value. But security has a cost. Centralized institutions like those solve problems by creating layers of administration that end up being paid for by fees charged to the people transacting. Some platforms charge upwards of 25% per transaction to pay for all that administration. And that ends up coming out of the pockets of the people who are creating value in the first place. For without buyers and sellers, or service seekers and providers, there would be no expression of value at all. And that's where Swarm City comes in. Swarm City uses blockchain technology and Ethereum smart contracts to solve the security and transparency issue in a decentralized way, without needing third parties or layers of costly administration. It's a peer-to-peer platform powered by the Swarm City token. Swarm City allows communities to keep more of their value. The less value extracted from a transaction to cover administration, the more value can stay within the community who creates it. Swarm City is being introduced to the world in 3 stages: terminal, boardwalk, and storefront. The terminal is where new users enter the city and create a profile and wallet. Terminal gives users the ability to transact. Then, boardwalk introduces the way users communicate in Swarm City by hashtags. Hashtags are the context we transact in. For instance, drivers and riders might use hashtag #NeedARide to find each other in a rideshare context. Or hashtag contractor to connect electricians with homeowners with electrical problems. A hashtag can be any type of commerce you can imagine. The last addition is storefronts, which are graphic user interfaces, or GUIs, that make transacting over a hashtag even more specific and user-friendly. Once these 3 stages are complete, you will have all the tools needed to help build our thriving city. Swarm City, empowering decentralized commerce by giving the world the ability to communicate and transact without third parties in between.
Okay, so let me break this down again. It's very quick in the video, so I'll try to break it down. So there's 2 things we do with a platform, because we're building a platform first of all. It's not a product yet, it's a platform. This platform allows you to transact and communicate. Transaction means you can pay, you can transact value from one person to another. Communication is definitely, you talk, you communicate, you say what you have, what you want, etc. So it's very simple, it's 2 things. And if you look at this chart, all these markets and competitors, basically that's all they do, it's commerce. They give a marketplace where people can meet and find a certain product. So there's a marketplace for mobility. It's Uber, Lyft, BlaBlaCar, and other car services. There's for freelancers to provide people that need staff, just like we saw with SpeedChain, looking for people. It's there. Money. It's people need money, people that have money. Goods. It's the simplest form. You know, you can send money to someone because he sends you a good. And Airbnb the same. So it's actually, we're competing or we're looking at all these markets because it's so simple. It's two things, transactions and communication. And that's what the platform provides at the end. So if we do all this, what we created, and you can go to this today, you can go to swarm.city right now and you can log in with your profile. And what you've done is you've actually connected to the blockchain. Because we have a layer on top of the blockchain that interacts with the blockchain, but you feel like it's a regular website. It doesn't need any tools to communicate with, it's just there. You can use it on any device. It's a web app, so it's not a native app. So you're actually entering the blockchain when you use swarm.city. But a lot of people might ask, why do we need the blockchain? We have Uber, we have Airbnb, we have Amazon. So the point is, what we are doing with the blockchain, with this technology, we're breaking things apart. And we're eliminating a very, very crucial part, and I'll explain it in a minute. What we're breaking apart is let's take Uber as an example. So Uber is a ride-sharing company. They create a marketplace where riders and passengers can meet. So we have a marketplace. That is one part that we can provide as well. Then they look at drivers. They vest drivers, what they say. So they say, this driver is allowed, this driver cannot participate, you have to have this certain car, and so on. So they're actually organizing drivers. And they set rules for drivers. This is possible on Swarm City as well. And these are good services, because it helps everyone. The marketplace gives you a place where you can find your needs. Whatever you need, you can find it there. Vesting drivers or organizing drivers is like a taxi business. You have 5 drivers and 3 cars. They share the car. That makes sense. You know, so they can drive more. What the difference though, what Uber does is it owns the business. It tells people that actually own a good, like a car, how much money they may make. So the driver cannot say how much he needs to have. He's not an entrepreneur anymore. He does not own the business. And this is what we replace with this technology. We give the driver and the passenger the opportunity to really transact by themselves, from peer-to-peer, through blockchain technology. Because the payment process is also not a third party, it's not a bank involved. It is peer-to-peer, it's directly between 2 parties. The money, the escrow, and I'll explain the contract in a minute, where money is held back until the service is done and appreciated by both sides. Both sides have to accept the service. The driver says, yes, the passenger was there, I picked him up, and I'm let him off again. The passenger says, yes, the driver came, he picked me up, and he dropped me off where I wanted to be. Both agree, and then the money is paid out. But it's not held by a third party, it's held by a contract. And this contract will not do anything else but accept yes or no. Simple as that. So a lot of the business processes in the background are being done through the blockchain, and they cannot be tampered with. They cannot be altered or changed, because everyone can see them. You can look at them. You can verify them before you go into this business. So at the end, the stack, what we're using, we are sort of the yellow part in between. This is the platform itself, what we're building. So it's the Ethereum blockchain we're working on. In addition, Ethereum has a service called Whisper. Has anybody heard of Whisper? It's already a feature, it's live on Ethereum. It works, it's built by the Ethereum Foundation. It's activated, it's a peer-to-peer communication channel. So that one device connects to another device directly. No one in between. And you can communicate. You can send text messages through this. You can send information through this. The device can send certain information to another device. That's what we're using. An IPFS, anybody heard of IPFS? Interplanetary File System? It's a data storage. It's decentralized data storage. So even that is not held on any server that we own. So actually the only thing that is like Uber is that we have one URL that is swarm.city that you access to come to the service. But even this is eliminated or can be replaced if you just connect to the platform itself and build your own app. Then you don't have the marketplace or the platform, which has platform effects. But you can still use the smart contract system we have in place. So we have the whole Solidity coding, the smart contracts. This is what we've built. This is the interface we've built. And around this, you see products. And these are examples of an Uber, an Airbnb, and so forth, an Amazon. These are hashtags, as we call them. These are marketplaces. And you can build, anyone can build those. So there might be 10 Ubers on our platform, and they will compete with each other. Because it's the user interface which makes the marketplace. So it's how convenient for me as a user is this app that I'm using. That's where it comes down to. And Uber is great at that. So actually, maybe Uber will build a service on top of our platform. But what they will not own then is the business itself. They will make business from transactions, but not from the drivers and the value that is being transacted. So this is the main difference we have. So we built this yellow part, which is the connector between the products and the blockchain. And one main thing is, this is a smart contract, just in a new form of showing it. This is a smart contract of a driver on this side and a rider or passenger on this side. So the driver, or let's begin here. The passenger says, I need to go from A to B. And then the driver says, yes, I can take you there. And once so this is an escrow. Both sides fill this tank. This is like liquid in a tank. And once it's filled, there's a little indicator up there that is triggered. It's like in your water toilet, When it's full, it opens this valve. Once it's full, this valve is open. So this person has put in 10 Ether, or Swarm City tokens at the end on our platform. The driver also has to commit to this. He also puts money in there. If he does not, then this whole contract will not work. It's empty. So both sides fill in, and if both triggers happen, then these valves will open one by one, and all the money will go into one big tank. And it's held here. That's the escrow. Now, the driver, the passenger, he can release the payment, and then everything goes to the driver. If the driver says it never happened, the passenger wasn't there, but hey, I'll just give up, I'll release the funds, then it goes half and half back to each party. And this is a smart contract. You can actually imagine smart contracts exactly like this. And there's people working on a language that will work like with pipes and tanks and valves like this, because it's so simple. And even I can explain a smart contract then to my developers, which is great. So this is our what we have as an escrow right now. It's live on our platform. Okay. So let me just show you. I don't know if we can have a live transaction, but this is a transaction on our platform. So if you go to the platform, you can see this, you can do this already. So first of all, we have a slider that allows you to select the region you're looking at, 5 kilometers, 40 kilometers region, or worldwide. And then you see, you can make an offer, or a request. So this request is getting from A to B, so it's a ride. And he says, I would pay 2 Swarm City tokens for this ride. So he's making a suggestion for the cost he's going to pay, or the money he's going to pay. And then you see an indicator that some person is replying to it. There's this little one, and it says Amanda responded to the request, and now you can look into the response, and Amanda says, yes, I can do this. And now you select your driver. So now this escrow will be filled by both sides. It's automatic. I don't have to initiate this. it's automatic. If I select a driver, then it's automatically in there. And now this is Whisper. This is a communication between two parties, which is going from device to device. And these devices recognize the other party. So the picture that is transmitted is from IPFS. You know, it's information that is from the storage. And it's transmitted through Whisper. And then the writer says, I pay out. And then he pays out to 2 Swarm City tokens to Amanda. And then so at the end, the 4 Swarm City tokens go to Amanda because she paid 2 in. The writer paid 2 Swarm City tokens, and the fundings go to her. Just quickly, maybe I can go to the live site. Let me check if we can do this. Has anybody tried swarm.city on his device right now? Anybody? Hands? Anybody? Do it right now. I'll open mine as well. I'll send you Swarm City tokens. You can get them for free right now. Whoever is first. So let's see if I can move this here. We only have 5 minutes, so I'll do it quickly. Okay, so this is my account. And what we've just seen is, this is the first hashtag. We don't have many hashtags right now because it's 4 weeks that we're live. You know, this is live since 4 weeks. And all we do is we're all pioneers in this. You know, it's the first time for everyone. So we call it Pioneer. So this is our first hashtag. And I put it to worldwide, so I can see every transaction or any offer in the world right now. This is my account, my picture, you know, my avatar name, and so forth. And I can type in anything I want. You know, maybe there's somebody in the community that wants to make a deal with me. Let's see if somebody can bring me a beer. Okay, and I'll put 2 Swarm City tokens in there for beer. That's about, right now it's probably $2, so that's fair. So it's processing my request, and I hope this works now. Sometimes the Wi-Fi takes a little bit long. Okay, now it's on there. So I have this request. This is my picture again. It says me. Okay. I have 25 reputation points, so people can see I've done requests. I've done transactions on a platform. It gives me credibility. You know, if in ride sharing you want to know who's the driver. What we're not doing right now is vote on he's been a good driver, his music was too loud, or something like this. It's just basic transactions. Yes, he did a transaction. And that's it. And then you can see he's done more than one transaction. Okay? So there's nobody replying right now, which is probably hard because you all don't have any Swarm City tokens on your account. So does anybody now in the meantime, has anybody created an account? Still not, come on. I'm offering money. Okay, you have an account. Okay, very good. So if you look at your account, there is, if you go on to the number, it should be 0 for you right now.
Yes.
It has short code. And if you give me your short code, I can send you money. Let me send you 5.
How do I give you the short code?
You just tell me the number right now.
It's 42839.
42839. So this is Whisper now, again in action. Whisper, we've done quite a unique thing. There he is, Fede. Okay, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
I guess so. So now I have direct connection from my computer to his computer, which is easy because it's very close. No, it's not. Just joking. But the interesting thing is, actually, he gave me his public address. You know, there is this OX9 blah blah whatever, but it's much too complicated to communicate this. So what we do is we use this shortcode. And in the future we don't need a shortcode because we can reply to a request. But I have your public address now through Whisper being sent over to my device. And now I can send you, through this, I can send you 5 Swarm City tokens. Let's see if this works. And again, this is initiated through Whisper, through the communication, but it's a transaction on the blockchain. So this is like you use a ton at your bank account. You know, you just put in a 5-digit number and you can send money. Simple as that. Is it there? Yes, you got it. It's not a beer, but it's even better. Thank you very much. So this is Swarm. And it deducts from my account, hopefully. Okay. So this is real live action blockchain technology. It works. And I hope you will all use it and sign up for an account. We have a very active Slack channel. Let me just show you the, this is my last slide. Let me just show you the information so you can contact.
But you paid for the transaction, you had more than 98.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. I paid for the transaction, which is gas, which is Ether. So when you have an account, there's Swarm City tokens in it, but you also have to add a small amount of Ether because the Ethereum blockchain needs gas for transactions. So we have to pay the miners from the Ethereum blockchain to make this transaction. Even though we're using Swarm City tokens, they receive a small amount of Ether. And this is another challenge, and if you want to look into this, we're trying to solve this so that within the transaction we can use Swarm City tokens, convert them to Ether, pay the miner, so that nobody has to have 2 currencies in this account. This is a challenge we're just trying to solve, and if you're interested in this, go to our GitHub account, it's on there. Help us look into this, test it, put it on your testnet, and try it out. I hope to see you all in Swarm City. Thank you very much.